What if I told you that one of the most iconic guitar riffs of all time uses a chord shape most guitarists never learn? Today we're breaking down Message in a Bottle by The Police. I'm going to show you how the legendary Andy Summers moved one finger to make his power chords more unique and mysterioso. Stick around because by the end of this guitar lesson you'll understand why this song is the perfect bridge to level up your power chords.
I love this plan. I'm excited to be a part of it. Let's do it.
Hey everyone, I'm AJ Hansen of Level Up Your Guitar, where I teach cool songs organized into structured playlists level by level that make you better fast. If you're new here, welcome. Hit the subscribe button because I post fresh guitar lessons every week. And before we dive in, some quick housekeeping. Full tab sheet music for this song is available in the description below, transcribed by yours truly. And if you're looking for personalized guidance to accelerate your playing, I offer private lessons. Links for everything are down in the description. And before we dive in, quick housekeeping. The full tab sheet music for this song is available in the description below, transcribed by yours truly. And if you're looking for personalized guidance to accelerate your playing, I offer private lessons. Links for everything are down in the description. Alright, let me give you the answers to the test up front for these power chords. So point number one, and this is where it gets interesting, is the Add9 power chord shape. Now if you've been playing guitar for a while, you probably know your basic power chord, which is your root and fifth, or maybe you throw in the octave, but The Police took it one step further. Think of power chords like the foundation of a house. It's solid and a reliable box to live in, but maybe a little plain. The Add9 power chord is like adding a big bay window with a view overlooking your kingdom. You're keeping that foundation, but now we're moving our pinky finger for an extra touch of mystery. So let me show you what I mean by that. So we'll set up the first chord just as a normal power chord, a C-sharp 5. So you'll have your index finger on the A string 4th fret, ring finger on the D string 6th fret, and pinky on the G string 6th fret. You've probably played that a bunch of times already. What we're going to do is take that pinky and stretch it not one, but 2 frets to the G string, 8th fret. So I'll play those up and back so you can hear the difference. Now all we're going to do is take that shape and let's move it around to each point in this verse section of the song. So we've got the C sharp with the index finger on the A string 4th fret. Then you can move it up to the E string and then over to the 5th fret for an A5 Add9. So from the E string, that's 5th fret, 7th fret, and 9th fret. So those first two. Then the next chord is a B5 Add9, and you're just going to take this A5 shape and move it up 2 frets to fret 7, 9, and fret 11. And then the final one is F sharp 5 Add9, and again we'll stay on the E string, but move from the 7th fret all the way down to the 2nd fret, frets 2, 4, and 6. So again from the beginning. And you can already hear the outline of the song from that. Now we won't actually be strumming these, but this is a good place to start. However, I was watching, I listened to the song on Spotify, I listened to the isolated guitar track, and watched the music video, and I watched some live performances of this to kind of put together my sheet music for this. One thing that I noticed, he plays it a little bit differently, but according to the music video, he's actually taking these power chord shapes, and instead of the ring finger, he's using his middle, because you'll also be playing these one note at a time. You can go up and back between the ring finger or the middle finger for that middle note of the power chord. Doesn't really matter. My students are always used to me saying, if there's two different ways, learn them both. Get good at one, try the other, because there may be another song in the future that does this sort of thing, and you might need to do it a different way. So why not try it? And you might even see me play it where or when I demonstrate this, I might switch it up. So let's get back into it. We'll start with that C sharp 5 add 9, and now we're going to play it one string at a time, starting from the A string. And I would recommend a picking pattern of down, down, and then up, because that final up pick on the highest note of the chord will set you up for the next note of the new chord. So you've got down, down, up. And then you'll go into the A5 chord right here and do the same pattern. So down, down, up. So starting from the beginning. Now you'll notice that when I played the 5 here, you can see in the sheet music it is a tied note from the and of 2 into the downbeat of beat 3. So you got to hang on to that note just a little bit longer. And that syncopation is what really sells the song. And then again, I'm starting on the and of beat 4 and moving my A5 add 9 chord to fret 7 for the B5 add 9. And then again, you'll play the 7, let it ring out, it's tied into beat 1, and then finish that down, down, up pattern. Once you finish that, then you'll launch all the way down to fret 2, same chord shape, with the down, down, up. And then when you finish that up pick on the 6, you'll do a slide with the pinky into fret 7. That's an exercise all by itself. And you can let go of those fingers to accomplish that slide. And that's the entire verse of the song. Now, that is how it's played in the studio version, or again, if we're taking the music video at face value. But I did notice in a semi-recent live version, he does play it differently. So I'll show you that. It's pretty similar, starts in the same place at the 4th fret. But instead of going to the 5th fret, he goes down and plays it open on the A string. So open A string, index on the D string 2nd fret, and I use my pinky on the G string 4th fret. And then our B5 add 9 is no longer on the 7th fret, it's in fret 2. Fret 2 of the A string. And then it finishes the same with F sharp on the E string with the slide. So, if you prefer the studio version, play it that way. If you like that little break with the open string to give your hand a little break, if stretching this far is challenging, you could use that version. All right, now we get into the pre-chorus. This is primarily going to be all just standard power chords, ones that you've probably played before, and one little bar chord. So we'll check that out. So in the beginning of the pre-chorus, we have an A5 power chord, starting from the E string 5th fret, ring on A string 7th fret, and pinky on D string 7th fret as well. And it's straight 8th notes through this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 end with just a little bit of palm muting. And then the second measure of the pre-chorus goes to D5, so just take that A5 shape and just move it up 1 string, starting from the A string. And you'll get 3 8th notes here, all downpicked and palm muted. And then on the and of beat 2, you'll move up to an E5 on the A string 7th fret, and then 9th fret on the D and G strings. Now that first E5 is tied into beat 3, and then you get and 4 and. So starting at the D5, and then putting those two measures together. And you'll just play it 2 times, a little bit snappier this time. Sounds suspiciously like Blitzkrieg Bop, if you didn't notice, by the Ramones. Alright, so you do those 2 measures and you'll repeat it twice. Then you'll move into the second half of the pre-chorus, where we're going to hit an F♯5 power chord at the 2nd fret, and we'll move to a D major bar chord in the 5th fret. So the third measure on the sheet music here, we've got F♯5, so index on the E string 2nd fret, ring on the A string 4th fret, and pinky again on the D string, also 4th fret. And we've got straight 8th notes until the end. We'll talk about that. So we got... That was not great.
I apologize for nothing.
So we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1. So that you can see in the sheet music there's a quick down up in 16th notes. That's a combination, I would say, of playing the F# very fast, but there's also, you could argue, that he's moving and muting at the same time to get to this D chord in the 5th fret. So you get that little chucka there with the power chord, but you can also be moving as you do that. So we get into the second measure of the D major chord. So index on the A string 5th fret, and then you'll bar your ring finger across the D, G, and B string on the 7th fret. And this is straight 8th notes. So putting those 2 measures together. And then at full speed. And you'll play those F♯5 and D major repeated 3 times. So I'll play the entire pre-chorus together. And now we've made it to the chorus. Now the chorus, I think we'll cook through this pretty quickly because you're going to notice that it's just whole notes. Now one thing that I'll mention, because I remember when I was younger, I didn't have time to wait for whole notes. Because like, yeah, let me get to the action. However, this is a really cool technique here. We're just going to arpeggiate the I keep calling everything power chords because that's what this lesson's about, but they're bar chords. You know this. You've talked about this for like 25 years teaching people. Where was I?
Stop it. Get some help.
So we're going to arpeggiate through these bar chords at a moderate tempo. Because normally when we play a chord, we're just strumming through it kind of quickly. Here, with an arpeggiated strum, we're going to fan through the strings. So I've got the C sharp minor chord. So that's index finger on the A string, barred all the way across the 4th fret, ring finger on the D string 6th fret, pinky underneath that on the G string 6th fret, and then middle finger on the B string 5th fret, and then again the bar finger. So I'll show you from this angle. We're not strumming quickly, we're fanning through the notes. So it's a controlled movement, but you can kind of just let your pick fall through the strings instead of just pushing right through it. And that's one of kind of like a handful of interesting things that you can do with strumming a whole note. So again, we get impatient with whole notes as beginners, and again, we just want to get to the action, but this is one way you can make a whole note rhythmically interesting and texturally interesting. So let's jump into that. You got C sharp minor for 4 beats. And then we'll move our bar chord, really just the same shape. We'll just move everything up 1 string and over a fret. Because now we've got A major barred across the 5th fret from the E string, ring finger on the A string 7th fret, pinky on the D string 7th fret, and then middle finger on the G string 6th fret. And we'll do that same arpeggiated strum. And then just make sure you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4. And just that movement there with the C sharp minor to the A major, you're going to repeat that 3 times. And then in measures 7 and 8 of this first chorus, you'll go down to an F sharp minor bar chord. So bar across all 6 strings in the 2nd fret, ring finger on the A string 4th fret, and pinky right underneath that on the D string 4th fret. And give it another arpeggiated down strum. And this is a tied whole note to another whole note. So you'll hold it for 8 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll play the entire first chorus together. And then in the song, you'd go back into the verse again, but we're just going to hit each of the 2nd chorus and the 3rd chorus, because there's just a little difference for each one. So again, chorus 2 starts the same with C sharp minor to A, and you're going to repeat that 7 times. And then you'll go back to that F sharp minor, hold it for 8 beats, and then you're going to repeat that for another 8 beats. So I'll play all of measure 2 uninterrupted. that's chorus 2. And then going into chorus 3, it's going to be the exact same. You'll play that C sharp minor to A, repeat it 7 times, and then on the final F sharp, you'll just do 8 beats holding the 2 whole notes, and you won't repeat it this time. So I'll demonstrate that uninterrupted. So there's chorus 3, and then once you go through the arrangement, that's really the entire song. One thing I want to add, I always like adding an extra like tidbit or thing that will help you with future songs at the end of my lessons. One thing you can do, this is primarily about the Add9 power chords to, again, level up from just doing your standard power chord to the Add9. You can take those Add9 shapes and apply them to your bar chords. So if we run through the chords in this song, we had D major, that was the first one that showed up. Then we had C sharp minor. We had A major and F sharp minor. So each of these bar chords that we're playing has that power chord shape, or the standard power chord shape in it, but you can do that same pinky movement and make it an Add9 chord. So we've got D major to D Add9. Or if we have C sharp minor, kick that pinky out 2 frets. Now to the E-shaped bar chords, we've got A major. Kick that pinky out 2 frets. And then F sharp minor. So just a way to get a little extra mileage out of the Add9 shape, but applying them to power chords mainly for the song, but then adding them to your bar chords, which could spice up, you know, what you play in some other songs. So it's something that I've used a lot in different contexts. Can't think of any specific examples off the top of my head, but they are useful. If you haven't done that before, like the F sharp one being in the 2nd fret where the frets are wider, going to be a bit more challenging, so you can move it up anywhere and just have fun with the sound. However you want to do it. Just have fun with it. Alright everyone, that's Message in a Bottle by The Police. If this lesson helped you out, smash the like button and subscribe for more cool songs with practical techniques. And don't forget to download the free sheet music in the description. And when you want personalized guidance to take your playing further, check out the link for private lessons. Keep playing, and I'll see you in the next lesson.